And welcome back to another episode of
And on that note,
that was fun.
So today we're just going to speak about the unfortunate death of Kobe Bryant, who died tragically at the age of 41 years old, alongside his daughter Gianna, who I believe was, 13 or something. And there was I think there were 7 other people as well in his helicopter that died as well. So this is obviously a very unfortunate time and a sad time for the Bryant family. I can't imagine what his wife, what's her name, Vanessa, and the other girls are going through. Especially now that she's got a new, not close to a newborn, but a very, very young child that she's just had recently. But what I have noticed is that whenever someone dies, there never ceases to be any kind of controversy attached to it. And unfortunately, I think people's past always comes back to haunt them. And that's what we've seen time and time and time again. And Kobe Bryant, again, has not been exempt from that, unfortunately. So several years back, I think actually probably around 15 plus years ago, it's 2003 basically, Kobe Bryant had a situation or a case where he was accused of raping someone or raping a lady. I don't know exactly what the story was. And this situation has almost come to overshadow his death and overshadow the legacy that he made in terms of, being a Laker, being one of the originals from the get-go, and kind of just being such a fantastic sportsman. And I think this whole thing about him raping this person in 2003 is kind of just overshadowing everything. So recently there was an interview with Gayle King, our lovely sister auntie, who interviewed Mr. Kelly and what's her name, Azriel and Jocelyn. So I feel like, number one, CBS, I love pitting Gayle King to do these kind of controversial interviews. And this one was not any different, unfortunately. Probably, I think, rather than Gayle King getting the praise that she got when she did interview R. Kelly, she's getting a complete backlash. So basically what happened was she interviewed WNBA star Lisa Leslie, you, who's like one of the well-known female basketball players. You would have seen her in a couple of like hit shows back in the days, One on One, My Wife and Kids, and all those other shows. So she was in those shows basically, like making guest appearances. And she had a sit-down interview with Gayle King, and during that conversation, Gayle King, knowing that Lisa and Kobe were very, very close friends, almost began, she interviewed her, but it almost became like an interrogation almost, where she was trying to find out like, so as a woman, Lisa, what are your thoughts about Kobe and, the rape allegations that was made against him? Obviously it didn't go to trial, but what do you think about it? And so Lisa obviously is trying to remain respectful to her friend. Number one, like the guy hasn't even been dead for like, a month? And he's been dead literally for a couple of weeks. And you're coming in at him like this when he's not even here to even defend himself. So Lisa's like trying to be calm, like, okay, like he's my friend. I never saw my friend in that light. I never experienced him that way. And then Gail's like, but yeah, it's because he is your friend. That's why you wouldn't see it. So she's kind of putting words into her mouth, like the only reason why you didn't know he was a rapist is because he's your friend. If I've got a friend and my friend's a rapist, I wouldn't necessarily see that they're a rapist because I would never see them in that light. So Lisa's kind of like, nah, he just was not that kind of guy. He would never do anything with force. I'm not saying that he didn't have situations with females, because it's been open that Kobe Bryant used to openly cheat on, what's her name? Vanessa. And that was a thing. And they've obviously come to an understanding of that I've cheated in the past. We got over it. Let's move on. They've had X, Y, and Z kids after that. So let's do happy families. Do you know what I'm saying? So they've been able to get over those obstacles and those hurdles. But now Gayle King is getting dragged.
Through
Like,
the mud.
literally, she's getting dragged.
through
So
the mud.
what do you guys think about this whole situation? Do you think this was almost too much too soon? Do you think like this is something that does need to be mentioned? Like, yes, we can't just talk about the greatness that he also had. Like, what is the difference? It's the same with Michael Jackson kind of thing. You know, we've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
What is the difference? Should we expect for this to come hand in hand? You were a legend, but then again, you done some questionable
You said a
things.
very important thing earlier,
So-
which is he's not here to defend himself.
Yeah.
So same as Kobe, same as Michael, same as whoever. In most instances, especially the things that they're talking about, they are alleged. So
Yeah.
they've during the time the
Allegations.
person was alive, they were either found not guilty or acquitted or whatever, but they were never charged and found guilty of those crimes. So if that has been the case, you've got to like sleeping dogs lie, because the court system that we have, that we say is what we use to kind of judge people in terms of any crime, has found that these people have not been they're not guilty or accountable for these so-called crimes. So you just got to let it go.
Yeah.
You can't keep bringing it up. You can't keep digging it up. At the end of the day, if you plant up something and you keep digging it up, it never grows. You can't just keep doing that. Just leave it alone. Let it be. Let his career flourish as it's going to flourish, or his legacy be how it's going to be. And it's not fair. And Gayle King deserves the dragging, because at the end of the day, she calls herself a journalist, right? So fine, this is something you should expect that comes hand in hand with your career.
Yeah.
If you're going to say things to be controversial or get the story or do this, be conscious and ready for the fact that people are not going to be happy sometimes.
Not all the time.
Yeah, so they're going to come at you now. Oprah's there. Oh, she's getting death threats. She's not feeling good.
Yeah.
CBS didn't protect her. You know, she was like trying to say how the interview clip that they showed was part of a
edited,
bigger conversation, and they only focused on that bit. Blah blah blah.
Really?
Your
Why
own
wasn't that the same for
integrity.
Kelly?
Your own integrity and your own morals compass should have told you, is this an appropriate question to ask in
is this the time?
at any point?
Exactly.
And you decided to go ahead and do it. So whether they promoted only that part of the interview or not, you are going to get dragged.
Exactly.
Because what you were
100%.
asking and what you were doing was quite controversial. And at the end of the day, you're a black woman interviewing a black woman about a black man.
Exactly.
Like, and then not to make everything about race, but it's one of those things where that community is going to be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Exactly. but that's what I'm saying. CBS know how to use Gayle King in a way where she does these high profile. She's almost like the face where she's going to bridge the gap between anything that happens to like a black celebrity, because they wouldn't have got anybody else to interview R. Kelly and Azriel and Jocelyn. They got her to do it. Exactly. The same way how Lisa Leslie, they got her to do it. Why didn't one of their other hardcore news anchors do it?
When they're giving you
Because
the
they know.
fact checks, it's okay, isn't it?
Exactly.
Now you're getting any backlash. You have to realize there's everything that's good. You know, there's a consequence. There's a price to pay.
Exactly. And I definitely think it was untimely on her behalf, 100%. But not just that. I think there's also a huge element of hypocrisy as well. I can't even get my words out this morning. A huge element of hypocrisy from her behalf, because I didn't realize that her, Oprah, and what's that? The guy who's a pedophile, or a sexual like predator. What's his name? Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. They are all very, 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 very good friends.
Oh, they're friends
extremely,
with Harvey Weinstein?
very, very, very good friends with him. There's several pictures of them like hugging up each other, kissing each other, like, you know, holding hands. Like they are friends.
Oh, so and that's not why Oprah was getting the backlash around the Russell Simmons thing.
Not once has Gayle or Oprah spoken out about this. Not once have they said this should be a Me Too movement. Not once. And even the likes of Lupita Nyong'o said that she had a situation with that Harvey guy as well. Not once have they come out to like protect or kind of have the backs of any of those females. So it's kind of like, hold on a minute, you're talking about someone that's dead and you've got a whole lot of mouth to talk about someone that's dead, but your mate that's there, and there's story after story after story upon story. Story upon story upon story upon story. You can't cover that.
The Harvey Weinstein thing is magic.
Yeah, you can't sit.
Maybe that's why she
down.
was saying, if it was my friend, I wouldn't see him as a rapist.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why she had. Maybe it was even all a cover story. Maybe they were even using that to cover her back. She was using that angle to cover her back when it comes to her and her friendship.
But the
with
fact
Harvey.
of the matter is, don't bring it up in the
Don't
first
bring it
place.
up in the first
Yeah.
place.
Do you know what I mean?
I
You know you've
agree.
got your own
Just don't bring
skeletons.
it up
Don't
in the
say
first
nothing.
place.
I agree.
If you're
Because-
friends with those kind of people, don't talk.
It's never
That's
gonna
it.
come off
They're
well.
proper
Like
friends.
They're
Oh.
friends. They're Cody's.
And Snoop Dogg came for her.
Is it?
But I think Snoop Dogg went all out though. So he had Snoop Dogg posted a picture of Gail and Harvey on his Instagram, and he was like, "We're waiting for this interview, girl. When is this interview gonna air?" But he's just like, "Let the family mourn in peace." Gail
Yeah.
King's completely out of pocket for this. Somebody said, "Hey,
That's
Gail, F you.
mean.
Kobe was our superhero, bitch." Oh, that was actually Snoop Dogg that said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So,
Snoop
I
went
mean,
ham on his
so
page.
Snoop Dogg is going
And
ham,
50
but I think
Cent.
he's borderline going abusive at the same time. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't need to call her a bitch because of that.
and 50 as
But
well.
it's a bit of a madness. But yeah, the whole Kobe Bryant thing is very, very sad. But just not another thing.
But you're right. It's hypocrisy because I believe
100%.
I'm not sure of the story exactly, but I believe there was going to be a documentary on Russell Simmons, and
Yeah.
What happened to that?
and Oprah
Oprah.
was involved.
Yeah.
And Oprah also got a bit of stick for kind of being involved because of her relationship with someone like Harvey Weinstein. And
Yeah.
people were like, why are you not doing the same thing
Yeah.
for somebody else who's got similar allegations? Why
Yeah.
are you so involved
Probably
in
even more.
Russell? Yeah, and I think that she stepped down now.
Yeah, she stepped
Yeah,
down
she
from that
stepped down.
documentary and said
But
that, they had different creative directions. Really?
Yeah, but it's
Blah,
one of
blah,
those,
blah.
yet again, like you said,
Whatever.
she still hasn't made any comments or statements around Harvey Weinstein. And it's kind of like, surely if you're such an advocate for the protection of women and
Exactly.
all this stuff, you would have said something.
would.
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
to the effect of, you can no longer support this thing as long as we know the trial is going on. You say something
And
to
to
even
say something,
distance
yeah.
yourself.
She's
But you don't say
choosing to be
nothing.
ignorant about the whole thing. She's choosing to act like it's not
didn't
happening,
happen.
or
true.
it's not even like it didn't happen. It's happening now. Like my man's in, isn't he like in custody or something?
Well,
like,
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's-
The
it's-
trial is ongoing.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Have you
So-
heard some of the things they've been saying in the
That's
trial?
how big the trial is.
The trial.
So many
Have you heard the
women.
thing?
No, tell us.
Somebody said it was a bit
many.
controversial. Somebody said something about how before he raped them, he stripped off and then he didn't have any testicles
Hey,
and he had what appeared to be a vagina.
What?
She testified this in court. One of the women.
under oath.
Yeah.
Wow. So what is it? Hermaphrodite.
I don't know.
So how did he rape them with no willy?
No, he's got a willy. He ain't got
Oh.
testicles.
Oh,
so
he
he's
just
got the
doesn't
long
have
part.
to-
He just
And
ain't
then
got
do we need
balls.
to give you a lesson on
Yeah.
male anatomy?
He ain't got balls.
But then he's had children unless
Unless
the children are not his.
Mm.
But then do you know who his wife is, right? His ex-wife.
No, who is it?
The woman that does Marquesa. Is it Jessica Chapman or something?
No.
Marquesa the brand?
Yes.
Way.
No.
Yes.
Let me Google
That's his
this.
ex-wife. They got kids
way.
together. And every time I look at her
Did
and
you
then
drop
I
it?
look at him, I'm like, how did you manage?
No way.
Yeah, Georgina Chapman.
She mu-
Georgina Chapman, Marquesa.
No.
Yeah?
How do you know this?
No.
Because I used to watch Project Runway.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Do you know what? Now you're saying, yes. Now he likes them young, innit?
Yeah.
Dirty somebody.
She's so pretty and everything.
She's
But I don't get how
gorgeous.
you...
She must have known. She must have broken up, but imagine she must have known that he was like naturally like cheating on her, but then maybe she wouldn't have known to this extent that he was like actually raping women. So she probably just thought that he's just cheating on her because in his position, lots of people want to make it up in the film industry and etc. and Hollywood and blah blah blah. And he is that connect, to be honest. Like he is behind a lot of
makes sense.
a lot of big productions. So and lots of people want to be a part of that. So I can imagine her just thinking, okay, right, enough is enough now. I've got my coin. I've secured the bag almost.
I'm out.
I'm out kind of thing.
Yeah,
But that is really,
But
really
it's one
sad.
of those, but to me it's nasty
Wow.
because I'm just like
That is disgusting.
this sounds so bad and I'm not saying he's disgusting, but obviously when you look at him now, obviously
He's
I'm looking at him with a different lens that he's like
Yeah.
a sexual predator. So when you see him walking, I'm just like, ugh, so the fact that I know that she
Yeah.
was able to be intimate with him makes me just feel like, ugh,
How?
how?
No, I
How did
can't
you
think about
manage?
that.
Like, if there was where you're like, did you love him? Like, were you on it? Like,
She must have loved
you
him.
I'm just
She
like,
must
yeah.
have. She must have. And I suppose she didn't know, who the heck he was until. And obviously, it's evident now that she's not with him.
I think she people know because I feel like yes, Hollywood, people would have been making murmurings, oh, yeah, Harvey Weinstein's got such a bad reputation. But people are so desperate that they'll just be like, oh, we'll overlook it. I don't mind. I'm going to talk to him, because he can get me my bread.
Yeah.
Because I don't...
That's the thing,
It's
though.
not only when that one, was it Rose McGowan or whatever from, what's that thing? That witchy show.
What, Sabrina the Teenage
No,
Witch?
the other one with the three sisters.
Charmed.
Oh,
Charmed. Rose McGowan.
Yes.
I think she was one of the first.
She was one of the first people that came out, actually.
So are you trying to tell me until she came out, and nobody knew?
But you know the thing is, he must have been doing that plenty of times. But imagine how many women he'd done that to, but they were happy with it and they pursued a relationship with it. So there's also the flip side of it that yes, there's some people that would have been like, nah, like you're violating, like the trust that I've put in you in terms of actually now you can actually give me something. But now that I know you want something in return, some other woman will be like, oh my God, he actually probably is feeling me like that and he likes me, so let me jump on this and maybe we can have a relationship. And then he's like, nah, Doug, it ain't that. Like you're just one of many.
One of many.
But
You know what I'm saying?
this situation is completely different to the whole Kobe thing, because he admitted, okay, yeah, I've had affairs, or not. Maybe he didn't do it, but they've had affairs with in his relationship with his wife, and he moved on. They moved on together, but the case got thrown out. Like, why are we talking about it?
Yeah.
Why
are you talking about
why
somebody
is the
that
media
is dead?
talking about it?
Why are you allowing this to overshadow? I feel like there's nothing wrong in talking about it. I think it's the timing, because again, it's not like it didn't happen. Like this was part of Kobe's history, but I think because she was making it, Gayle King, was making it a case where it could potentially overshadow the legacy that he has built. I think that's what was wrong. And how she went about it, how she was pushing and interrogating Lisa was what came about really, really, really wrong, which I didn't appreciate, or which obviously a lot of America didn't appreciate, to be fair. But saying that, on top of the whole Gayle King situation, our good old mates, the Kardashians, have managed to make the death of Kobe Bryant about them as well.
How? What did they do now? What did they do?
So what's it? So you know how everyone was like, everyone's timeline was being flooded with like R.I.P. Kobe, blah, 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 putting up the Lakers shirts and whatnot. So Kylie Jenner and Rob done the same thing, where they're just like, oh my God, R.I.P. Kobe. However, they didn't put a picture of Kobe. They put a picture. So Kylie put a picture of herself.
In a shirt?
No, so she put a picture of herself and Dream. So Rob Kardashian's daughter and Black Chyna's daughter together. So she put a picture of them together holding hands, and they're standing in front of Kobe Bryant's helicopter. And so what she said was, R.I.P. Kobe. I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. Me and Dream went on your chopper many times before, blah, blah, blah. That's what she done. So now Black Chyna comes online now.
Didn't give you any
and was
permission.
just like, I didn't give you any permission to take my mother effing daughter on that chopper. Blah, blah, blah. How dare you? You should have told me. I deserve to know whether my daughter's going on a helicopter. Blah, blah, blah. I said, hold on a minute. How did Kobe Bryant's death become now a Kardashian, Black Chyna, Tokyo, everybody feud? How did it become that feud? Because I don't understand how we're talking about a legend here, and then you guys have made it about Dream and an aeroplane and China and Kylie and
I feel like
and
that's
Rob.
what the Kardashians do.
I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
That is
They're
literally
clickbait.
what they do best. And
Everything is like click, click.
they
click,
literally are
Clickbait,
like, how,
clickbait,
yeah,
click.
that's their life.
That's it.
But that is
all they do.
insane. So this is now apparently a feud, because the people are saying that, China should have known about this, about that. I'm sure her daddy knew.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She's got two
Like Rob
parents.
also, and not even just that. This birthday happened months and months and months ago. So are you trying to tell me this is the first time you've seen this picture? Are you trying to tell me your daughter, who can talk, did not tell you that she went on a helicopter or she went up in the air, and you didn't maybe inquire as to, what do you mean you went up in the air? What did you do in the air? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, kids talk about these kind of things. So are you trying to tell me that you didn't know about anything? Come off it, girl. Like, that was months and months and months ago when your daughter had a birthday.
I watched Black
That's
Chyna's
sad, man.
thing.
What
reality
thing?
series.
Oh, what did you think of it?
Has she got a new one up?
No, just the one that she had.
Oh, the one that she had
several
before.
months, a few months ago.
The kids aren't even around.
She's
On
got
Zeus.
problems. fam.
She's got problems.
She's got
Wow.
problems.
So she was just like, oh, you need to tell me. And even in that show, you didn't even see the kids.
Yeah, they weren't
Yeah,
allowed. She was not allowed to have them there.
I can't understand how she's even looking after them.
She's wild. If that,
She's
It's
so
crazy.
wild.
Could you imagine that was your mum?
Oh my
You'd be
Lord.
like, oh my days.
Could you
my
imagine?
head.
My head. Every
my
day.
head.
You don't even know what you're walking
I
into.
wouldn't
bro.
do a show. How can you do a show with a parent like that? Your whole life is just
But I
unstable.
feel like, but also part of it, you're like, is this just for show? Because the drama was just too much.
It was too much.
No,
too
I feel like
much.
that is actually her real life.
And like at one point
Selfish.
she came down in like this onesie, but it was like a naked onesie.
Oh yeah. That was
And
like,
it was just like you're just so attention seeking.
Yeah,
Like,
too
why
much.
have you come down and that? Like,
Too much attention.
I don't even know
seeking.
what the point of the show was. There was
Neither
like
do I.
no point. Like, what
There
was the
no- I
point?
don't- this is me. This is not. What does she call it? This is not China. This is Angela. After I'm like, I don't know why you're trying to act like there's any difference between Angela and China. Girl, you the same.
But you know,
You're the same
Do you know
either
who I
way.
still always wonder about though?
Who?
Rob.
Oh yeah.
What? Rob Kardashian.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for his big reveal to be like, hey bitches, I lost weight.
I'm
Like
back.
I'm still
It's
till
true,
this
no?
day, I'm
Just
still
so
waiting for him to just be like da da
Chisel
da.
chest
What's he
and like,
doing
all
though?
sorts.
I don't even know what
Nobody
he's doing.
knows. I'm
don't
still
know
he's
what
in
he's-
hiding, and I'm
Isn't
like,
he dating?
and every time they
Tommy?
Huh?
He's dating.
I think that
Tommy
was a
from
rumor. He
thingy.
denied it
Oh, it's not real.
What
I think
Tommy?
from one of these hip hop
from
shows.
Love and
No,
Hip Hop.
Tommy from Love and Hip Hop,
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he denied
He likes
it.
abusive relationships. Why does he always
denied
go
it.
for a woman that could potentially beat him?
Because he loves to be
That
beaten.
could
He loves to
potentially beat
dominated.
Yeah,
him.
because Tommy's that kind of raggo kind of girl. Like she's the one that she's all right to be punching up people.
Yeah, she
she's got a
doesn't care.
1,000,001 mugshots. Like
Lol.
literally every other week is a mugshot.
She know
It's
business.
Christmas.
But yeah,
Mugshot.
I really want him to win. Like I'm just like, please, like why can't you?
Does
just...
Rob want a window? That's the
No, he
problem.
doesn't. Obviously, you don't care.
Does
But I'm
Rob
just
wanna win?
like, can you just show everybody that we're all wrong about you, and actually
I used to
you're not an
fancy him.
idiot,
Yeah.
and you made a bad decision with China, but you've come out the other end, and now you're the best father. You're slim things and everything. But
buff
no,
again.
Don't know,
every time they
yo.
show a picture of him, somebody will somewhere. You know how it is. Somebody will be like, oh, there's been a sign of Rob, and I'll be like, look, you're still fat.
Yes.
Disappointed every single time now. So he's still fat. I just want him to be slim things. Like remember, Rob used to be like.
Remember when he was going out with Adrienne Ballon?
Yeah.
That's it.
He was
after that relationship.
Okay,
he
was
was
he
finished.
fine?
bro.
Yeah, I fancied him, boy.
Really?
After that
Yes!
relationship,
I
he was
found him-
done.
He was so
He
good
just
looking.
left-
Maybe
he
because
just
she was
lost
so
himself.
cute.
He was I feel like he was one of those classic American boys where he's got the little what's it, diamond
The
earring.
earring. He used to wear like his jersey, his
Yeah,
Jordans,
just that guy.
those 3/4 length jeans that they like
That's
to
it,
wear.
boy.
It's the white tee underneath on top of a
Yeah,
jersey. Why
that's-
did they do that?
Music
The
video.
cap
flex
that
up.
go to the side.
Yes.
He was like your typical smart guy. Well, he wasn't smart, but you know that kind of image in terms of how he dressed up. But yeah,
Oh my
rest in
goodness.
peace, Kobe. And
Yeah.
honestly, I can't imagine what Vanessa and even all the other families. There was one family where they lost the mum, the dad,
and the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So imagine now the orphaned kids. I can't even imagine what a way to start not just the year, but a new
2020.
decade.
New
That is
decade.
terrible.
And it's funny because
I can't even imagine them piecing their lives together.
Like, I mean, not to overshadow what you're speaking about, but like obviously they're in a helicopter.
Mm,
And I've never been in a helicopter. I don't know
I
if-
have
No.
twice.
I've never been in
I
one.
haven't.
And it's for me now, I think I can't go in one.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
when I heard that, I said I can't. I went in a helicopter when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
My childminder was actually very, very fancy.
Yeah, you were
She,
bougie.
yeah, she lived.
Just talking about the Kylie Jenner.
No, my childminder was actually called Auntie Jenny, and she had an amazing husband who was a pilot, and he had his own. My sisters and I were speaking about this the other day. He had his own helicopter, and they occasionally used to take us like flyers around their field. It was out. It was I don't remember where it was. It was out of London, somewhere.
Did your
and
mom know you were going in the helicopter?
I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Did
I
you
was-
have to
I
put?
was
Did you
young.
have to put the headphones?
Yeah, we had to put the headphones on all the time.
Is it?
Yeah, he just used to do it for fun, just to allow us to go around. And I was thinking about it. I literally was reflecting on it the other day, and I was saying to my sister, I was like, "Do you remember Auntie Jenny?" Like that's what we used to call
That's
her.
crazy.
So I remember Auntie Jenny and her husband and the helicopter and Adam, like their son, and yeah, it was absolutely nuts. And I would never go in a helicopter anymore now.
I don't think I could.
I couldn't.
because I think you know, like an airplane, whichever way you want to say it, is kind of aerodynamically designed to go into the air. A helicopter isn't. So like with an airplane, let's say the engines of an airplane stop, right? Like it could potentially like drop out the air, but if you've got a pilot behind it, they could essentially try and glide the plane to kind
Yeah.
of like they'll do
Land.
the
Get
flapper
to a safe
things.
landing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like they could, but you know, like you could still,
Obviously.
something could still bad happen,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna necessarily just doom.
Drop. Yeah.
Whereas with a helicopter, if that propeller or any of those mechanisms
That
start,
stops.
that's
That's
it.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
Like
it.
there's no, you can't. No,
You can't even jump and be like,
Let me try and
there's no.
There's no
Can't do
steering wheel.
nothing.
Everybody,
thing is,
Just go up,
everybody
you
will
come
drop.
down. Yeah.
And I feel like, do you think in the movies it's always so dramatic? The helicopter is always crashing.
Yeah, when you watch James Bond or
Always.
something.
Every
Always.
movie.
Yeah.
Everything.
But there's been lots of incidents with helicopters crashing. Look at the footballer guy. What was it? I think was it the
Mike was
Vietnamese
talking
guy?
about
The
this.
Chinese, or was
it a
Vietnamese?
plane or a helicopter?
It was a helicopter. It was a
Literally,
helicopter,
the fans saw it go up and come
and
down.
it came back down.
The
Imagine
one, the manager.
the owner.
Yeah, I was
of-
speaking
of
about
the-
that as well.
Of
Yeah.
the football team. I forgot what team it was.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And imagine he
West
just
Ham?
left the
I don't know,
game.
the team.
He just
Leicester
left the
City?
game. Yes, I believe so. He just left the game, and then they saw the helicopter go off, and then it came back down. And I just thought to myself, how can that even happen? Like that's
even traumatizing,
I'm
like, to
surprised
watch
there's
it.
not a lot more like restrictions around flying a helicopter. Apparently, the weather wasn't even that great. Apparently, I don't know. I think there just needs to be a lot more restrictions, and it's so sad why the reasoning why Kobe Bryant was using the helicopter. So they were explaining that the whole reason why he used it was because he wanted to beat the LA traffic and he wanted to always spend time with his family. And so using the helicopter was his way to be able to get back home. Now, number one, that's when you know you rich, because having a helicopter shouldn't even be an option, bro.
I'll be in the traffic.
Coming all the way home.
I'll be in the traffic.
As long as I'm doing 100 miles plus an hour on that motorway, I'm gonna get home. But that's when you know you rich, because that's rich people's problems there.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I just need to get on a chopper to make sure I get home.
More money, more problems, y'all.
Literally, boy. More money, more problems indeed. And, unfortunately, look at the outcome. Sometimes it's just good to just do yeah, let me sit behind that car. At least I know it's me.
Seriously,
That's doing it.
I said to myself, I need to go in a helicopter at one point in my life. I want to do, what's that thing? The
Bungee jumping.
No bungee. Parachute. Skydiving. That's what they call it. I want to do all those things, but I'm going off of a plane.
Exactly.
Not off any helicopter. I can't do
me
it because the helicopters scare me now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so scared.
It's so funny that you say that because my brother literally just
that.
came up from Dubai. He messaged us whilst he was there. He was like, guys, I want to go skydiving. I said, in the whole Dubai. I said, so you left.
You do it above the palm. That's exactly where I want to do it as well.
Oh, really? He literally just came up from there. I said, so you're in a whole, you live in the whole UK. You don't want to jump out of a plane here where there's potentially insurance and life and everything. You want to go to another country.
It's normal. They do it on a regular basis.
No, not my own.
I'm doing it and then I'll see the palm. You see the palm. It's sick.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it. But that's the thing.
Let's do it. You go pro me, I
land.
go pro you.
Huh?
Let's do it together. You go pro me, I go pro you.
Pro you, pro me.
Go pro. Are you? I wear one looking at you. You wear one.
I don't know if I'll be able
looking
to
at
wait for you, please.
What?
Daphne's talking about this year, baby.
Like,
right now. You
now.
can't be taking those kind of risks. You got a whole family too if you're thinking about.
You know what?
You can't just be jumping out of airplanes anyhow.
I was watching this episode, where Kim was like doing this assault course. It's almost like
she was crying.
And she was crying.
I saw that.
What's it called? It's like Go Ape sort of thing.
Yeah, she was like, I think I saw the clip, and she was
she
like,
was
"No, you're not gonna force me.
No,
I've got my children.
I got children. I got a husband.
Is it Tolima?
I have a whole business.
Tolima?
I have a whole life. It's like, girl,
She was
bye.
like, "No, you guys are not gonna make me do that." These times, everybody's just standing on the floor, like, okay,
Shut up, John.
just get
Oh
down
my
there.
goodness.
Get down.
Yeah.
All this dramatics that you're
I love
doing.
all that stuff. I'm like a risk taker. I'm a bit of a daredevil, but I think the helicopter one is definitely off my list. I cannot. I literally, I was about to say I cannot come and die, and it's like, literally.
I cannot come and die.
Like, literally.
That is hilarious.
Because,
I cannot come out and die. That's when that becomes a reality, boy.
yeah, that is the truth. That if this is this, that is very appropriate. Can't. Don't, but I am gonna do all those wild things. I won't bungee jump though because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Why?
has traumatized
Oh
me.
yeah.
Hillary, will you marry? So every time I remember that, I'm like, that bungee. If they do it too long, I'm gonna hit the floor.
Yeah.
Bang. So I was like, no, but I'm not interested in bungee jumping. I'm scared of hitting the floor. I'm scared of the thing on my legs coming off. Like bungee jumping scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
All
want to
of
do
it
that
scares
thing
me.
in Toronto on the tallest building. In
Oh, that
Toronto.
What,
Housewives.
the housewives?
Yeah,
That
no.
looks dead,
I
bro.
wanted to do
Nah,
that
that
from
looks
before.
scary,
I
bruv.
wanted to go up there before.
Well, because
but
they lean over the edge.
Nah,
I
that
think
what?
it's so
Go and
dope.
do it.
Nah, it's not fun, bro.
Nah, man. What do you
Why?
mean? In the summer, I went
think
to
it's so
this
good.
place called what do they call it? what's it? Restaurant in the Sky or Dinner in the Sky in
I
Greenwich.
wanted to do that.
Oh
was
my
it good?
Yes, it's scary.
I want to do that.
It was so scary. I couldn't even take pictures to even commemorate the moment that I was there. The way I was eating, like, I was shaking. You know, so I was like, oh, knife and fork. I said, ooh. And it was like, the way how I was shaking.
She's
Oh
literally
my
shaking.
God. I was just like, I can't concentrate. I said, what is the meaning of all of this?
You just reminded me.
I wanna do
When you
that.
said you
just want
can't
to do
take
thrill
pictures.
seeker.
I always like anytime I'm anywhere that's like remotely like scary, high, awkward. I'm like, you want to take pictures, and I'll be the way I hold my phone is mad. I'm like,
It's like, yeah.
because
I'm like,
I'm
don't
scared.
drop it.
I'm gonna drop my phone. And I'll be okay, cool. I've taken a picture. And most time I can't take my finger out because I'm scared. I'll drop it.
Yeah.
So
What's that?
when I see people like doing wild things and they be like, woo, with their phone, I'm like, your insurance
that
must be
stuff.
very good.
In it. When you drop your phone, bruv.
I'm scared to drop my phone. Literally, I got this phone, and for about the first 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I didn't have a cover on it. Do you know how I was anxious every time?
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't. I only got this cover like last week. I'm so happy,
I'll
and I
put
need to
mine
put
now.
Wow.
I need to
The
put that
screen
other
protector.
screen protector. I've got it at home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
put it
good.
on and see smooth it out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Apple like it's so annoying because the phone.
Thanks for listening to another episode of
And on that note, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, your aunties, your uncles, your sisters, and the whole shambaz. Thank you. Bye.